Hello, this is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan. Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, or iHeartRadio. Wherever you may be, however you may be listening. This is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan. We got some good stuff today, actually. Good topics. I'm going to talk about Mac Jones, Jamal Murray's unfortunate injury, NFL Draft. It's coming up April 29th. I said, I think on the show, and I was like, I'm going to have to talk about more baseball and MLB soon, but I guess I forgot that NFL has a free agency and the draft, and then, before you know, we're back to the season. So, I'd say I'm about 70% football, 20% basketball, and 10% MLB. MLB, it doesn't provide as much news as the NFL and NBA does, really. Or at least, I don't think so. But, I got a lot of, the draft, it's in 2 weeks. I hope the Packers don't draft, I actually had, after the Packers lost to the Bucs in the NFC Championship game, I actually had a nightmare. That, literally, the dream was the Packers were drafting Mac Jones, but apparently teams are high on him now, so, and that actually leads me to my first topic. That was perfect. Mac Jones, there's a real possibility he's going to the Niners as a number 3 pick. Now, the thing is, if you take him, there's going to be a problem, because the problem you have with Jimmy G, he has a ceiling. So does Mac Jones. Trevor Lawrence we don't know where he's going to go. The sky is the limit for him. That's what it is. Zach Wilson, he doesn't really have limitations. He's not limited. Mac Jones seems limited, So why would you drop Jimmy G for a guy who has the same problem Jimmy G has, a ceiling? It wouldn't make any sense, in my opinion, if you were to do that. By the way, I'm going to talk about Edelman's retirement coming up soon. But I'm just going to stick to this topic right now. The Niners, Shanahan's system, it's perfect. His system is perfect. It wouldn't be perfect for every QB, but it would be good for any quarterback, including Mac Jones. But don't you want the best for your team, not just, we'll take Mac Jones, And even if Justin Fields is not, difficult, go to Trey Lance. Trey Lance, at least he didn't have things as good as Mac Jones did. Not even close. So, I just don't see the point in taking another ceiling guy when that's your problem with Jimmy G in the first place. Alright, let's get some music going. And, I just don't see why, and again, I think I've said this before, Alabama, I love Kyle Shanahan, but Nick Saban is better than him. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, better than, who do the Niners have? I don't know. But, Najee Harris, better than Raheem Mostert. That O-line is better than the Niners O-line. I just think everything is better for Mac Jones there. So I just think it would be perfect to take Trey Lance or Justin Fields. Obviously, that looks like a toss-up right now because we don't know if Justin Fields is in fact, not this, not hard-working. Alright, let's get some music going. So, apparently, Kyle Pitts, as we saw a story last week, that Jerry Jones is infatuated by him. He said he'd be honored to play with the Cowboys, and it's an honor to be wanted in the first place. It's an honor to go into the NFL. Because, we don't even think of that sometimes. These guys are going to the NFL. They are going to the highest level, because clearly their dream all their life has been football, and they're just going to the highest level of that. So it's an accomplishment of its own. I think Westbrook said this a couple weeks ago, like that. Like, I won in life once I got to the NBA. Like, even like a guy like Brian Scalabrine, he won at life when he made the NBA. I mean, that's just, it's a win. Especially when you're playing for an organization like the Cowboys. I mean, that's perfect for you. So, Kyle Pitts, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Obviously, Jerry Jones is very aggressive, but, you know, to be wanted by a guy of his caliber, that's awesome. Alright, so Matt Rule is not ruling out drafting another quarterback, which would just be stupid, because they didn't even trade Teddy Bridgewater yet, and I don't know if they will before the draft. So it would just be stupid to pay, you know. Let's think about this. If they have Teddy Bridgewater by the day of the draft, it's really stupid. If they don't have Bridgewater, it's still stupid, because why would you... Because you have the 8th pick. You have the 8th pick. You are going to get a Trey Lance or a Justin Fields, most likely. Because the first 2 picks, the first 3 picks, it's going to be Lawrence, Wilson, and then either Lance or Fields. And then after the 3rd pick, the Falcons are going to focus on defense, I feel like. The Bengals are going to get a receiver or an O-lineman, or an O-lineman or a receiver. Who else? Dolphins. The Dolphins aren't looking for a quarterback. They're going to see what they can do with Tua. The Lions, they're not going to let Jared Goff go to waste after 1 year. They're not going to trade for him for nothing. They're going to give him maybe 1 to 2 years. So they're probably going to get a receiver. Then there's the Panthers. So you're going to get Justin Fields or Trey Lance. So it wouldn't make sense to draft them when you have a 23-year-old playing. It's not like you have this old guy playing. You have a 23-year-old. You need a left tackle or a corner. And I think you should take... If Kyle Pitts is there, take him. If not, take Patrick Surtain. Or Caleb Farley. I don't know. One of the 2. Alright, so, fortunately, not Kyler Murray. Jamal Murray tore his ACL, during the, game last night. It's really unfortunate. He's a great, young player. Had a great bubble last year. You remember what he did in the bubble, right? Like, he, destroyed the Clippers. Destroyed the Jazz. It was him versus Donovan Mitchell. That was so fun to watch. So he's a great young prospect. Unfortunate to see him go. It's bad for the Nuggets, too, because I think they're the only ones that can compete. Once the Lakers get fully healthy, they're the team to beat. And then, by the way, 5 years ago today, I think Kobe dropped 60 points. And the Warriors broke the record for wins. So it was a good day 5 years ago. Alright. So, it's just unfortunate for the Nuggets. He's probably the second best player on the Nuggets there. Definitely. So, and they were just doing good. Because the condensed schedule really screwed them over. A lot of the top teams have screwed them over because they didn't get a big offseason break. And, got a lot of injuries. The Nuggets were one of those teams that got it bad. And then they just got their guys healthy. They were 7-1 their last 8. And then they're going to get screwed over by this. So, bad news overall for the Nuggets there. So, I was looking at some of the things Fox Bet posted. Obviously, they posted the over-under. First of all, I was frankly insulted because I think the Packers... What was the Packers over-under? I don't know, I'll look that up. But The Browns was who I was most surprised with. 9.5. Really? 9-8? I don't know. I just feel like they're just a really good team though. I feel like their roster is stacked. They might bring Jadeveon Clowney in. They might be bringing Jadeveon Clowney in. Here, let's see this. Yeah, I mean, look at the other 9.5 win teams there are. The Cowboys, the Patriots, the Chargers. Think about their schedule. I mean, obviously they got like the Packers and Chiefs there, which is tough, but they get the Bengals twice a year, the Lions, the Bears, the Broncos. That's 5 wins that you can guarantee. They're going to beat Pittsburgh at least once, maybe 2 times. I got their back. I got your back, Cleveland. You guys are going to finish like 11-6 or something, I feel like. 9.5. That just wows me. With that roster, 2 great running backs, 2 good tight ends, 2 good receivers, great O-line, Baker Mayfield's ascending, great defense, best pass rusher in the league. 9.5 wins. If I were a bettor, I would go over. Without a doubt. Alright. Okay, so, I mentioned the condensed schedule, like how it's screwed over so many teams. It really has. It's hit teams bad. Like, the Heat at the beginning of the year struggled with injuries. What I think, and this would never happen. I think Adam Silver did a great job at it, though. I think he did it the best way he could have. He's a very pro player guy. I think he did the best way he could with the condensed schedule. It was kind of like he had to do it. Like, what else did you want him to do? He couldn't just spread it out again, because then they'd be stuck in the weird place forever. I doubt he wanted this. He just had to do it. What I would have done, which probably wouldn't have worked, like I said, they should have let the final 4 teams get the first 3 to 4 games, let the final 4 teams rest a bit, get ready, get in shape, and then they can play. And then they would catch up at the end of the season on the games. That's what I would have done, but it definitely wouldn't have worked, most likely. It wouldn't have been fair, really. I think it would have. Or it would have been... People would have hated it. And the NBA got enough hate for going political in the bubble last year, so... People would have hated that whole, you let the Final Four teams get rest. And I think the main center of it all would be, LeBron was crying about it, wasn't he? But, I think that's what you should have done with the Final Four teams. Because not many other teams have been hit with injuries. Think about the teams that have been hit with injuries. Lakers, AD and LeBron, Heat, who'd they have out? They had Butler out for a while. Nuggets just had some injury problems before the season. Now just had Jamal Murray out. Who did the Heat beat? The Celtics. They're maybe below average this year. So I think it would have been fair if they did that. But really, he was really left with no choice but make it condensed. All right, so Julian Edelman retired yesterday after a 12-year career. Now, I'm going to say something here that you might not like.